want you. Can I tell you something for what it's worth? With you having this place on earth, and I will take you.
Alright, this video is titled Inside America's Largest Basketball Academy.
Welcome to SPIRE Academy, the nation's largest basketball powerhouse. This campus is over 850,000 square feet, has one of the largest indoor tracks in America, dozens of basketball courts, fields, a high-tech weight room, and so much more. But ever since LaMelo Ball graduated from this court back in 2019.
That's what I was about to say. I thought LaMelo went to the school. Didn't he? Once he got back from pro, then he go to he went to SPIRE Academy to do his senior year, right? But I don't remember the school being red, like in the pictures I just seen. I thought the school was blue, but I guess.
The SPIRE Academy has been irrelevant. That was, though, until now. See, the greatest coach in high school basketball history, Kevin Boyle, just made the move from Montford Academy, where he won 8 out of the last 13 national championships. Coach Boyle has built stars like Kyrie Irving, Cade Cunningham, Cooper Flagg, and more. But why, at the peak of his career, would he move here, to the middle of nowhere, Ohio? Well, today, we're going to solve it all, getting exclusive access to their massive facility, a behind-the-scenes look into their intense practices, and a sit-down interview to answer high school basketball's biggest question: why leave Montford Academy after all of your success and national championships and come here to SPIRE?
The owner of SPIRE reached out to me.
Great to see you.
Good seeing you. Nice to meet you.
Coach, how we doing?
Welcome.
How we doing?
See ya. Hey.
We're here, SPIRE Academy, beautiful hardwood. Who are we going to be here with? Who's giving us a tour today?
Kevin Boyle Sr.
Kevin Boyle Jr.
Matt Cohen.
Awesome. Well, we are excited to be here. I'm not going to lie, it's way bigger than I thought it was. This is like a whole city. I see the hotels, restaurants, everything. Where should we start this tour off?
Into the catwalk, you could really see how big the first building we'll be in actually is.
All right, let's do it. Oh yeah, you can really see the scale up here. How many sports do you guys have here at SPIRE?
Right now, obviously, the men's and women's basketball are the largest piece of the two, about 100 of the 250 students. We also have track and field where they excel in. Swimming is very big. Lacrosse, soccer, of course, wrestling. I could see us eventually building out to football before you know it.
Basketball, this is your main operation over here on this side. This is where you guys play your home games right here?
Yeah, and you know, to tell you the truth, most of our travel and our other games that make up each weekend are in other top events. We had our first home game the other day. By the time we were advertising for the second game, the big headline was only 3 home games left in the season because we don't have that many. We're playing on an NBA-sized regulation court. We just went to Europe and played in a few gyms, outrunning guys easily because it's like we're playing with.
I actually just found that out. I didn't know prep and academy schools, they usually do like an overseas kind of, tournament thing. I've seen a couple schools go to, Germany, Italy, France. Well, obviously Italy, France, but yeah, I've been seeing a lot of like prep schools going overseas. I think that's actually like pretty cool. I think that's actually like something that I think should happen. Seeing different cultures and stuff like that, especially for kids who are like in prep. Yeah, I think that's really, really nice.
Ankle weights on practically when you're in a big ass gym like this. And then obviously we have enough shooting guns that at any moment you could come in here and see there's kids from 9th grade up to post-grad working on their game, whether it's boys or girls.
Yeah, I mean, we walked in here and we saw all 3 of your guys' teams all on different courts. Each player could have their own court out here. I feel like that's a big difference from Montford having to schedule out time.
So obviously we have 5 courts, so it's a lot of space, and we still try to schedule it staggered a little bit so not too many people are in here at the same time. It's working really well.
Your post-grad team and your national team are practicing on the same
sometimes we do some stuff together. Usually the varsity, international, and the varsity are more in the same time slot. Today we wanted to make sure that people would recognize that we have an outstanding post-grad team, and we want to continue to have 3 or 4 teams that are at a high level. They don't get to play against each other that much. I think it meant a lot.
100%. Obviously this place is beautiful, it's expansive, there's a lot more to see.
Now, as you can tell, SPIRE has a massive campus, including a full Olympic swimming center, the largest indoor track in North America, and so much more. But this campus isn't new, because it actually opened way back in 2009 and was originally designed as a large sports facility used to develop elite athletes. This began with mainly Olympians who would make the trek here to lock in and specialize on their craft. But a few years later, ownership realized they could turn this campus into a boarding school, and SPIRE Academy was born. Now, their sports weren't nationally relevant until about 2018, when the most famous high school basketball player in the world decided to play here. See, LaMelo Ball had just come off a professional season in Lithuania, causing him to lose his eligibility. But because SPIRE...
Yeah, I thought I was tripping. This is the school that SPIRE came to, that Melo came to. But I don't remember it being it must be like a redesign because it wasn't because I remember watching it growing up. I used to watch Melo and his team, but I don't remember the school being a red school.
Had the facilities, and in the early days weren't yet competing under Ohio State athletic rules, LaMelo Ball was able to play. They went on to sell out gyms across the country and put together one of the best teams in the nation. But after LaMelo's departure, they faded back into oblivion. Until now. See, since Coach Boyle has arrived from Montverde, he's brought in some massive names, including 5-star recruit Alex Costanza and 5-star King Gibson, the 10th ranked player in the class of 2027.
King Gibson came from North Carolina, went to Montverde with Coach Boyle.
What's been the biggest difference between Montverde and SPIRE, and why do you think that this could be a place that jumps to the next level when it comes to high school hoops?
You see a lot of resources around here that you could really use, like get in the gym anytime you want to. You got a big weight room, like the weight room's a lot of resources in there. You got a good trainer, a good training room. It just makes you like be a hard worker.
Their roster, though, isn't even the best part, because Coach Boyle has SPIRE competing against the best schools in the country, now playing in the Nike EYBL scholastically.
SPIRE's gonna be playing on this national schedule. You guys are gonna be going across the country. Your first game is against Iowa United. When you play in a team that comes from a facility that's so pretty and all these kids that get pampered every day, you gotta come out after them?
Yeah, I feel like we take that personal, especially with the team we have now. Just going into that game, making sure like we take that next step, show everybody what we can do for the first game of the season.
Was this jump to national relevancy worth it? Well, before we finish this tour, I just heard a whistle blow. So let's see what it's like to practice with the best coach in high school history.
Okay, so finally we've made it out to an actual practice here. Now behind me is the post-grad, the national varsity team. Now you can tell, a little bit different than the other schools we've visited. Post-grad and varsity are practicing together. You've got both coaching staffs out here. Kevin Boyle himself is here on the sideline coaching these dudes up. Every single team within this organization.
I think that's actually unique, having the national and the post-grad team like kind of, compete and practice against each other. I think it's good because the national team gets to, play against, guys a little bit older, a little bit more physical, different play style, but it's all one goal. You know what I'm saying? I think that's actually really unique. I never actually been in a practice where it was two separate teams coaching at the same time with two different coaching staffs. I wonder, is it like one coach takes over the whole practice, or do the coach hand to hand go with both guys, or how that works? But I think that is actually a little unique about how to,
is the top level program. This is the best post-grad team in the entire nation. They have top 40 ranked players on their post-grad roster. They have 6'10", 6'9", big dudes who are going to high major programs. Now their varsity program is loaded from top to bottom with top tier players. You've got dudes committed to Alabama, Providence, Georgetown, and many others with high major offers. I've heard a lot of crazy stories about this place. So let's prove why Coach Boyle would want to come here and check out SPIRE Academy. Some absolute freaks. See Aiden get on the rim right there. This team is loaded. I did not expect to see athleticism out here. Oh, we are in for a treat today, my friends. You see one of these staples of a Kevin Boyle practice. Remember, this is a guy that has won 8 of the last 12 national championships in high school basketball, right? It's intensity.
That's
you talk to any of
insane.
their alumni, you talk to a Cooper Flag, you talk to Liam McNeely, Ace Newell, all these guys that we filmed with before, they've all said one thing, and it's that these practices are different. You come in a boy, you leave a man. I can see what the Boyles have done different that has set them apart from the rest of high school basketball, but I'm still curious of why here. What does this roster have to give, and why did they choose to come to the middle of nowhere in Ohio? Come on. This side of the big black curtain is where their actual varsity teams practice. These kids you see right here competing on the state level. SPIRE has a bunch of different basketball teams, but these 3 compete at the top of each level that they're in. They have ESPN top 100s. They have 7-footers. This is a team that competes for the high school state championship in Ohio. That's 3 high-level teams here, all at SPIRE, all under the same roof. Wherever you look, you're gonna get some good working.
So you mean to tell me that SPIRE has a state-bound team, a national-bound team, and a prep-bound team? That's crazy. For one organization to have all that, like, it's like organization has to be something different. You know what I mean? Like it has to be crazy. Like I bet meetings are crazy, scheduling is crazy, practice. It's like everything because you have to accompany for 3 separate teams, all playing on 3 different levels. And I think it is crazy how at each level that each team is playing on, they're playing at the top level. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's really cool. And I also think these smaller states, like because I know I forget where Oak Hill is, but I'm sure that's in the middle of nowhere. SPIRE's in the middle of nowhere, as well as Iowa United. I think these places where you're in the middle of nowhere, they're starting to get more attention, kind of putting that state. I like what it's doing for the state. I think it's kind of putting the state on the map and allowing more attraction to that state that nobody really goes. You know what I mean? So I think I really like that, and I think it's easier for the guys to focus. You know, when you don't have a major city like Atlanta or Chicago or New York, where guys can easily get distracted by the things that are around. I think them being in the middle of nowhere, where all they focus on is school, basketball, and focusing on getting to that next level. I think that's actually really good. So I'm really not against putting schools in the middle of nowhere. Hopefully in the future when I start my own basketball academy, I'm gonna put mine probably in the middle of nowhere in Mississippi. So stay tuned for that later on in life.
For loose balls, they're really going at it here.
It's intense.
You want to slow up and be arching and hit him, go into him, and then get away from him for a score.
Move the ball and find the open man, look for the cutter, because that's supposed to be the advantage. If you're a little bit smaller than another team, that we're moving the ball, slicing them up, and getting to the rim.
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Struck out with the cheap seats? Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
This may be the last ad you ever see, because with the free ad block extension from Capital One Shopping, you...
From every former player and coach we've spoken to, Coach Boyle practices are what set his greatness apart.
What does a Coach Boyle practice look like?
It's just real competitive. Everybody want to compete. I feel like he pushes everybody way more than a lot of coaches around here.
What he focuses on is the little details, the stuff that's not the funnest, but what teams need more of.
Just like get everybody better every day. He pushes every player. He makes sure everything is highly detailed.
Every practice is a dog practice.
Best coach in the world, have a guy like that just tell you whatever you need to do to get to the NBA. I think you should listen. So.
But what makes his time here at SPIRE different is the level that all these teams play at. Not only is their national team elite, but Coach Boyle is hands-on with their post-grad and state varsity team as well, creating what the players call the standard across every athlete on campus. But before we see the rest of this insane facility and get our final answer from Coach Boyle himself, I tracked out a few coaches to understand more of what the Boyle standard really is.
You're preparing them to know how to play a role, know how to win, and also know how to work.
You're going to get better going against guys that are better than you. And I think the best quote about that is if you're the best player in a gym, you got to find a new gym.
We're putting them in a position where you do that on your own. We want you to go in and say, hey, if they don't make me get in the gym, I've already been developed into a person who has those habits.
I need to go to that Kevin Boyle gym that is going to be intense every day. Guys are going to be better than me. Guys are going to be pushing me. That's going to make me into a better player.
With that, I think it's time we see how this standard affects the whole campus, because this is the largest facility we've been to yet.
I get it now. See why people are coming here. You've got the stadium row seatings too. This is the real deal in here.
Supposedly this is one of the fastest pools in the world. I don't really understand how that works.
I think the idea is that it's like, just like how you have an infinity pool, that the sides of it drain like that. So basically the water is not pushing back into the pool. So it might be a millisecond, but that matters, I guess, if you're trying to set some sort of world record. I don't know if it should count the same, but they come here, they say to set their world records and stuff.
It's like when that marathon runner, he broke 2 hours, but he had like a whole brigade of people around him the whole time, so the wind didn't hit his face. Hey, you're breaking seconds. That's a good thing.
They also have another pool, big pool for students, and they let the community people come during the day.
We made it up to the Performance Center. Check this out. You can see that what we're about to walk into is going to look completely different here in a few months. You've got an entire expansion. Everywhere you turn, like, there's just so much more space, and I'm not sure why. So I think it's finally time to go head into the Performance Center and see what's going on, because this is where SPIRE really shines.
Now, one of the biggest points of SPIRE's training is their dedication in the weight room. They have a full-time staff innovating the way athletes train to create a training system unlike any other.
How are you doing, Colin?
Good, man. Jay.
It's great to meet you. Colin, great to meet you.
I'm one of the lead trainers up here. I'm responsible for our entire basketball program. So we're the guys that get these guys ready for the next level. So
my name is Dr. Zach Brubeck. I oversee our mindset development program here. And one of the new tools that we've been using that we're really excited to get into is this neurovisual training. If you're in a court sport or a field sport, you have all these things you have to take in. Your brain then has to process them and then make a decision, execute as quickly as possible and as efficiently as possible. So one of the things we do to train this up is our Zeus light board here. We're just going to get you on the fast hands here. As soon as the light pops up, you're hitting and looking for the next one. You just want to get a little speed going here. All right, here we go. All right, he's off and running. There you go. Don't be afraid to use your backhand too if it makes more sense. All right, you got about 15 seconds here. All right.
Where we at?
Buck 29.
What?
Right?
Where does that rank?
What
does that mean?
There's still room for improvement, but for a first run, it's really pretty good.
So what was Jason Council's score?
He had 194, I want to say. So, awesome. This is great.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate
This is
it.
good.
You guys seeing this right here?
It's called the ball bite.
I'm sitting on the ball.
All right.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
let go. Whoa! You can't fall. There you go. You see, so
Yeah,
we're gonna decrease it a little bit. We're gonna help you out.
You gotta get the core locked
There
in,
you-
engaged.
Instantly.
That's
you
crazy.
engage your core the entire time. You're gonna burn 2/3 more calories in a third of the amount of time. Hey, hang on and bounce a little. Hey!
Don't clip this. Yeah, this is incredible. I feel everything getting activated. What do you use the medicine ball for?
Well, let me just do that. Here we go. Now we're gonna squeeze the ball as hard as we can. So we want to engage, and then we want to push out and back, almost like you're chest passing. So we create integrity in the shoulders. Core's activated. Now up and down. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
That's it. You see the control?
Yeah, I didn't expect to get a little bit of air there. Glad they didn't have that when I was a coach.
So what you're about to walk into here is our new.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, everywhere we go, there's just more.
I will say, I do believe that these prep schools. I mean, I've watched all Here videos, and I will say that each prep school that he's went to has had, they were like on another level of when it comes to like recovery training, weightlifting. They've really just been on another level with things. You know what I mean? Like a regular JUCO college doesn't have, balls like that, machines like that. I think these kids nowadays are learning quicker. I think that's the word I want to use. They're learning how to control their body and move their body quicker than, people back in the day did. And I think that's really a good, a good thing for, especially our young stars that are going to, go somewhere different, go somewhere far, to the league, future Hall of Famers, stuff that they actually need to know how to do, or the way they need to move their body to get stronger, or forcing them to use all parts of their body so they won't be able to, do things like cheat drills. I think that's actually really, really nice.
More and more space. Like, what is this?
So this will be the new SPIRE Performance Research Institute and Performance Center. So we're gonna move the equipment. We're gonna put the equipment in here. We're gonna put basketball, volleyball courts where the equipment is. They're putting a wall up, so Zach will be able to have his mental skills all in one area, and then we can transport and go right to the courts or to the field or to the turf space. You can come back in here, strength training or some rehab work, then go on the court or on the performance wherever we're at, and then try to do it in real time. You don't gotta go anywhere.
Do you have numbers on this? Like, how big of a room is this?
It's a big room.
Instead of numbers, just put big red letters right here.
And we're gonna have a student center right over there on the other side of the building.
These kids have it good out here. These kids have it good.
We have the salad bar over here. We have a sandwich bar here. We have the hot meal section over there. The kids have a lot of options. We're able to work with them and give them a plan. And we're also going to be adding a full-time nutritionist for the athletes, really tailoring it for kids almost on an individual basis.
One of the cool things about a lot of these other prep schools and places you might be, there's a remote aspect to it where you're kind of in the middle of nowhere oftentimes. Here on campus, luckily we have Starbucks, they have Wendy's, McDonald's, convenience store, gas station. There's a place called Roto Pizza that's basically like a Blaze Pizza type thing. And then they're almost completed with construction on a brand new Chipotle on campus. There's a steakhouse over there. If you're a kid who, hey, I feel like grabbing McDonald's or it's late or whatever, they actually have the ability to do it without having to really leave the campus.
Options are always best, especially when you're a 16-year-old 7-footer.
Exactly.
So contrary to popular belief about all basketball prep schools, there is an academic building right behind us. This is where guys go to school.
They want to change the perception of the academy here and prep schools across the board that it's not a choose one or the other situation. We have a great academic center. Most of the kids that come in here, their first questions are about sports, but we do have great teachers and a great facility that's only growing, so you can go check it out.
Let's go check it out.
The kids are on a college type schedule, so Monday, Wednesday, they have the same schedule, and it's block classes, 7 a.m. until 9 on Monday. You have English, then that's what you have again on Wednesday. While we're on the court for our varsity national team, 2 of our other teams are in these classrooms. They get good individual attention.
And if you look at the history of guys we've had, Asa Newell graduated high school with his associate's degree, Liam Cooper, all those guys were taking AP classes in high school, so we definitely value this, and I think an extra thing that we do here is they get them ready for the college schedule as an athlete, working collaboratively with these people down here, so an emphasis on making sure you're getting everything done you need to get done.
College, you gotta go to class. We're now outside the SPIRE Track and Field Center. This guy really must be from New Jersey because it is very cold out here for these Florida guys.
I'm getting back used to it. Again, this is one of the biggest indoor track and field facilities in the United States, so when you go in there, you'll see what I'm talking about. They host all sorts of regional, huge events for all levels, and also they've hosted a lot of different college Division I conference events here. So when you get inside, you'll see what I'm talking about, the scope of it.
Yeah, they were not kidding.
Seats 5,000 people, which will usually be sold out for any indoor track and field event. If you have any major conference, colleges come here. In the winter, there's not many of these across the nation, so usually it's a hot commodity for events to rent out the space and use it to do conference championships and everything like that. And you can see how amazing it is. Yeah.
You guys see the scope of this? Whenever you come into one of these big places, it's hard to show on camera. This is massive. This is great.
They actually had the first day of school. Attendance was taken in here, and they had every kid in like a giant 250-person circle, stretching together, running laps, kind of setting the tone right away about like what you're here for and what the commitment is about. Like everybody here's an athlete, so.
You can tell this campus is different because we haven't even seen the locker rooms, the athlete village where all the players live, the wrestling center, and so much more. You could spend days walking around this place and discovering something new. But there has to be a bigger reason, more than just facilities, for the greatest high school coach of all time to come here. I mean, Coach Boyle has sent more players to the NBA at Montverde than Duke did in the past 5 years. He had the best system in basketball that bred greatness. So why leave? Well, I think it's time we finally get our answer and sit down with Coach Boyle himself.
Who's your best team of all time? Was it 2020 Cade? Was it 2020 Ford Cooper? Who's your best Montverde team?
Well, I'll say this, and this will get your Chino Hills people to uproar. We lost to them when R.J. Barrett was a freshman, and they had a terrific team, obviously, with the Ball brothers. I mean, I love Lonzo's game at that level of like throwing baseball passes full court. It was something like you just couldn't prepare or see. And they had a really good team, a great team. But you're talking about having 2 guys that were freshmen at that stage. If you look at college basketball today, 2 freshmen trying to beat guys, and when you're looking at a all-star in Cade Cunningham, an all-star in Scotty Barnes, solid NBA player in Day'Ron Sharp, and a great player in Carolina, one of the up-and-coming shooters in Moses Moody, NBA player in Caleb Houston, an NBA player in Ryan Nembhard, an NBA player in Derek Whitehead, you're looking at a team that was significantly better at that time. And the main reason is that team had almost all seniors. Cooper's team had 6 seniors. So that's what people don't understand. Just like trying to have 5 freshmen, that you can compete, but it's hard to win it all or get to that elite level in college basketball, because the difference between a 15-year-old and an 18-year-old in that age, it's just something that anybody with basketball background understands.
Stop arguing, you guys. You got the answer here. Put it to rest. We figured it out. Okay, Coach, so why leave Montverde Academy after all of your success at national championships and come here to SPIRE?
The owner of SPIRE reached out to me that they had this massive sport complex. We really liked the fact that not only did we have a lot of success in basketball, but it gave our school, where we were, a lot of free marketing to help attract a lot of kids in the basketball program, and also also attract a lot of parents that are fans of sports that see Cooper flag in a father, and he wants us from Spain, he wants to send his daughter to an international boarding school. So it really helps enrollment, just like in college. Anytime a team's excelling in college, the application process goes way up, the donations go way up, and the people who want to invest in it in some way, if you're able to, they have more interest.
All right, and that is a wrap here at SPIRE Academy. Guys, thank you so much for having us out.
Thanks for coming.
Where could they go and watch you play next? Where's the first game?
The day after Thanksgiving, we're traveling to Las Vegas for the first 2 games of Nike EYBL Scholastic League play. We open up with Iowa United on the 28th, and then on the 29th we play CIA Bella Vista.
And tune in all year on our Instagram, social media platforms. You'll see us, playing games on ESPN all across their channels, SportsCenter Next, Nike EYBL. Pay attention, stay along for the ride, and see the first season of SPIRE.
You guys can check it all out in our description below. You want one of these hats? Comment All Hail SPIRE down below. I'll pick one of you guys. We'll send you your own All Hail hat. It's a pretty good deal. And if you don't win, go buy one. They're great. This is an All Hail people.
Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need to...
All right, I will say this. That was a great video first. Yeah, that was a great video. I think that's one thing that I really like about All Hail. He's very, very, very good at giving tours. Well, actually, how do I put it? Not giving tours, but making videos touring facilities. He's one of those guys where he can make a good video regardless if he has a tour guide or not. You know what I mean? As long as he has enough information, he can make the video very, very good. And I think I really like that about his videos. Me personally, I think he makes the best tour videos. Just because when I watch, I know I'm getting more than just looking at the facility. You know what I mean? I'm getting things such as, personal experience from players, personal experience from coaches, the GM. He's throwing in a couple of fun facts in there, or like the origin of the place. Regardless of just letting the tour guide kind of explain all of it. So I think I really like that about his videos. But yeah, that was a very, very good video. I think I'm about to start watching his video, react to his videos every time he drops one. But besides that, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and you'll see me for the next one. All right, peace.
Sit back, let's ride. I'm the hardest they seen in a while. Had it hard, was a sweet little child. 20 scars, I grew up in it.